Good evening from the middle of the United States, Nebraska. I am so glad that you're here. My name is Amy Mosser. I'm coming to you from a little tiny town, Ashland, Nebraska, and I'm also here with my beautiful friend, Linda Lovelace from Kansas, two Midwestern girls. And we are so excited to share with you about our Women's Collective and our 6-week course that we have coming up. I read the book Think and Grow Rich in college, and it changed my life. It was in a business course, and it really caused me to think about entrepreneurialism. I knew that I wasn't meant to work a W-2 job. I knew that there was something special about me. I'd always been very creative. And from the second I read this book, Think and Grow Rich, about all of the business principles, about the 500 men that were interviewed by Napoleon Hill, who were the wealthiest people in the world during the 1930s, and all of the principles that still hold true today for a very successful business folks in this world. I knew that I needed to be a part of it. So as I grew up, continued my education, I, since the age of 22, have been an entrepreneur. I've been a 1099 employee. As I say, 100% faith, because for the last 30 years, yes, I'm 52, I have been 100% commission. I have built communities in a gym that we owned. I built communities and a ladies real estate team that I'm a part of. I watched my father build a community as it was sober my entire life. He's been sober 50 years. So I have watched my parents, my sister. I built a social selling business and a community of women. My entire life, decades, I have built communities. And I knew the second I was scrolling on the internet 3 years ago, probably like you're doing, and I found the Napoleon Hill Institute that had been started by Cleona O'Hara, that I knew I needed to be a part of it. You see, I was very successful. I've always been successful in anything that I've done because I always say it's just not an option. I have been in real estate for years and have been a top producer in real estate. And one day as I was getting again another award and I was getting ready to go to the awards banquet, I went on a long walk and I thought, I am so grateful. I'm so grateful for all of these accomplishments I've had in all of these businesses that I've had over the years. But there was just a touch of loneliness in me. So while I had, and I don't know if you can understand that or if you can understand what I was feeling, but I knew that there was more than just being the hustle and the grind. And so I hopped online and I really felt a tug and said, you need to take this course. I signed up for a 6-week course, just like we're going to offer a 6-week course just from Instagram. And it changed my life. It was the self-confidence camp for 6 weeks. I didn't tell anybody I was taking it. I didn't tell my sister, who's my best friend, but she noticed. She noticed something about me. So I had been a personal development junkie for years. I've read every single book you can read. My bookshelves full, right? We call it shelf help. But there was a little bit of the inner work that I needed to continue to work on. I needed to really, really focus on finding that purpose, on finding that peace. Peace was so important to me because I was so used to performance, to pressure, to perfectionism. Do you understand that at all? Yes, I'm sure you do. So I was so wired for that as I was such a high performer, but there was a piece of me that wanted true conversations, that wanted peaceful conversations, that wanted purposeful conversations. And to really, I think turning 50 really lit a little fire under me. And that's when I found the Napoleon Hill Institute. So I'm going to bring up my friend, beautiful friend, Linda Lovelace, who's another Midwestern girl. She saw the change in me from a distance and said, I want to know what Amy's doing. Little did she know, I had jumped into the Napoleon Hill Institute and was taking a 6-week class online. So Linda, I'll bring you up so you can share your story.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Amy. It's such a pleasure to be here with you. And I'm so excited about this Women's Collective that we are getting ready to launch because it's going to impact so many lives globally, all over the world. And I'm passionate about being here because I too was at a place in my life where I call it a holy discontent, where something was missing. And so I actually was raised on Napoleon Hill. My dad was a pastor for 46 years. And as we were growing up, there were 7 of us children. And as we were growing up, he had in the background playing, I'm going to age myself here, the cassette tapes of Napoleon Hill, Earl Nightingale, Dale Carnegie. And I remember rolling my eyes and saying, Dad, why do we have to listen to these old men? And I now know what he was doing, integrating these principles in us because they are true. They never go out of style. And so he was bettering himself, but he was also bettering us because we know that more is caught than taught. People are watching. And that's how I noticed the difference in Amy and her sister Molly. And I said, okay, what are these girls up to? And this was after I had been in a very difficult place in my life. I am been successful a few times in my life and hit the top level and felt again a holy discontent, like there's something wrong with me. And I'm realizing through this work that I've been doing through Napoleon Hill Institute, there's nothing wrong with me. I'm not broken. And how many of us women feel that way? And so when I found out that they were doing Napoleon Hill, I said, okay, I jumped in with both feet because I felt like I was home. I had an interview with Cleona O'Hara, the CEO, and it was a no-brainer. I said, I'm in. And this community has been exactly what I needed at the time that I needed it, because I had, during the pandemic, COVID hit me hard. It was a long-term COVID, and literally lost myself, not understanding that I was grieving at the same time, and which made me sicker because I didn't understand how grief was affecting the body and the fear and the anxiety around all of that after my husband was diagnosed with Parkinson's, and then my mom was lost my mom during COVID. She had stage 4 colon cancer. And then my sister, a year later, lost her. And when I saw Molly and Amy working together, these sisters working together, my sister and I, that's what was our plan to do before she left this earth. And so I told her as she was passing that I would carry on what we had said we were going to do. And I lost myself until I found this community of like-minded, like-hearted women that have impacted me. And I've been studying now for 2 years with the Institute, and it has completely changed my mindset. But the bigger thing that it has shifted in me is the self-love, because I didn't really love myself. I was so hard on myself. How many of you can relate to being so hard on ourselves where we are, oh, thank you. I'm looking at the messages. How many times do we beat ourselves up over things, and we wouldn't do that to our best friend or our spouse. And so why do we do that to ourselves? So understanding these principles and really understanding the impact and the power of what we say to when we talk to ourselves is either building or breaking us down. And so we have a huge work yet to do in this world. I'm not done yet. Amy said she's in her fabulous 50s. I like to put a powerful word in the decade that people are entering so they can embrace that decade. So her fabulous 50s, and then I went through my sexy 60s, and now I'm just entering my sensational, sassy 70s because I'm not done yet. And that's part of my mission here, is to help women understand we're not done yet, even though society is telling us we are because of what what we've been conditioned to believe, but we don't have to believe that. We are shifting the belief so that people understand that we have so much more work to do. And collectively as women, we are rising up together to be the difference in the world, because the world needs us so desperately right now. So I'm so excited to be a part of this community. And Amy, thank you so much for inviting me through your growth, that example that you set, and how many others are noticing, and through me as well, that we're going to attract so many more people, and because of who we are becoming in the process of this work.
Yes, well, thank you. And who would not want to surround yourself with Linda Lovelace, right? So we say you're the average of the 5 people you surround yourself with the most. And let me tell you, this community has the most gorgeous women, not only physically, but inwardly. I mean, they are just absolutely fabulous. And so that is why we know you will want to be a part of this community, because we know as women, like Linda said, there may be that holy discontentment, or maybe there's a need for the, just wanting that sisterhood. I do have a best friend, my sister, who's my best friend, but Linda said, like she said, she lost her sister. So she needs this sisterhood. And we know, as we have conversations with people every day, that women are really looking for that, particularly all ages. But I would say, as our children are growing and leaving the house, and what's next for us, or if you're a stay-at-home mom and you need just women to support you as you're maybe feeling alone inside the house, we do have a place at the table for everyone here. So I want to run through with you what we are starting September 6th. I am so excited I can hardly sleep. We have women from all over the world, and I know that this is what really has got me excited about the Napoleon Hill Institute, because like I said, I have built businesses in all over Nebraska, all over the United States, but to have women in Africa, to have women in Denmark, in Norway, in England, in Australia, Mexico, we are so excited to offer this program. So we are September 6th, we are offering a 6-week, we're calling it Confident and Called, a 6-week identity upgrade for women ready to lead. And you can lead being a CEO, or you can lead in your own home. But if you're ready and you're feeling that holy discontentment, like there has to be more, this is the class for you. This is exactly what I took 3 years ago when I was feeling that discontentment. Again, I've been at the top of my industry for years and years and years, but I knew there was more. And God said, grow it even bigger. I mean, it was a tug for me that said, think bigger, think bigger. So this Women's Collective is bigger. So the Women's Collective is a program outside of our regular Napoleon Hill Institute programs. We are rooted in the principles of Think and Grow Rich. So as we know, the Napoleon Hill Institute book, or the Napoleon Hill book, focused on identity, desire, faith. I love faith, wealth. Wealthy women in all areas, in their mind, in their finances. And also we're creating legacy. This is for women who are ready to lead themselves and lead others into more. So who is confident and called for? Like I said, we have room at the table for everybody. But we know we are looking for women who know they're meant for more, but don't know the next step. Maybe you're stuck a bit. Maybe you don't know, you find it hard to make a decision. I know, as I was walking through a divorce, I found it hard to make a decision because I didn't have anybody to talk it over with right at 3 a.m. I think that making a decision for many women is hard sometimes if we've had somebody else making it for us. So you don't know what the next step is. It's also for women who are tired of the hustle, of second guessing themselves, and of living in fear. It's also for women ready to upgrade their mindset and identity. Women craving clarity, because I will tell you what, Linda and I and all of the women who are leading this collective have crystal clear vision on where we're going. If you want to follow someone who has crystal clear vision, we've got it. So if you're looking for clarity, for purpose, that was so key for me, because I could have so many gold plates and trophies, for winning the most sales awards, but what was I leaving behind? What legacy was I leaving? What was my true purpose in life? Because I knew I wanted to leave others better than I found them. I wanted to leave others with a feeling of increase. And I know I did that in my other businesses, but I wanted to think even bigger. I knew I was destined for more. And aligned action. So our course overview is week 1, identity upgrade, self-image paradigms, internal dialogue. Week 2, decisions, desire. These are Napoleon Hill's principles. Clarity, calling, and bold decisions. I love making bold decisions. My daughter told me today, she's like, Mom, I love that I grew up with a mom that made bold decisions. And guess what? My mom made bold decisions. Generational bold decision makers. So let's start making those, right? Week 3, faith over fear. Surrender, faith, yes, and releasing resistance. Week 4, bold action, inspired action versus hustle. How many of you are maybe even watching this on the sofa? You're exhausted. You've worked all day. You've gotten up early. You've gotten the kids ready, gotten them home for daycare. You are tired of the hustle and grind. There is another way to live. And we will show that to you. And also visiting about feminine and masculine energy. As a single woman, and a lot of us, we operate in our masculine, right? We are the income earners. We're the money. We take care of the children. We make all the decisions. I was living in my masculine energy, and I had a hard time receiving. Does that sound familiar? Linda, I know that was something for you, the receiving piece.
Yes. I think that's pretty common for most women, is being able to receive, because we give all the time. And it's not always it's hard to ask for help.
Yes. Hard to ask for help. And we are forming a community where you can ask for help. And it's not a sign of weakness. We would love to help you. We want to step in, walk alongside you. So that's, yes, that stepping into your feminine, receiving help, asking for help. Week 5, wealth frequency. I love teaching women about buying real estate. That's something that's I love. I have owned many real estate properties, and I love teaching women how to invest in real estate. We call it the penthouse mindset. The penthouse mindset. We vibrate. We just are positive really all the time. We can always find the best in everything. We call it positive mental attitude. PMA is one of Napoleon Hill's principles. Always finding the abundance in everything, in every situation. Week 6, legacy leadership. So multiplying the message, mentoring others, and creating room at the top, because there is room at the top for everybody. Every single one of you, we have room for it. So course overview, it starts September 6th, Saturday, 8 a.m. Central Standard Time. It'll run for about an hour. It will be recorded, because we do have people signed up from Australia, like I said, Africa, New Zealand, the UK, all over, Denmark, Norway. So we will have different time zones. We will have them recorded. And then we also will have a Wednesday smaller cohort, because we want you to form relationships with other women. We want you to find 5 incredible women, more than that, but we really want an intimate, like you are the average of the 5 people you surround yourself with the most. So we want you to find beautiful, powerful women that you want to be in this community forever, because you feel like you've come home, like Linda said. That's exactly how Linda and I feel. So we will have open discussions on our Wednesday meetings. We also have high touch support, weekly exercises, a workbook, and cohort groups. So if you've been waiting for a sign, it's no coincidence that you're seeing this video. Maybe you're scrolling, like I said, exhausted, wondering what's next, wondering if maybe you've outgrown a situation that you're in, a relationship, friendship, job that you're in. What's next? What's my purpose? If you're looking for a sign, this is it. You don't need to be more. You're not broken. It's not too late. You're not too old to say yes and start something new. So nothing changes until you do. And I'm just going to tell you, this is your permission slip to step into your next level. What you're going to walk away with, and I love this 100%, because this is what I walked away with in 2022, at the end of 2022, when people were saying, my boss at work said, "What are you doing? You're a changed woman." I walked away with a crystal clear identity. Like Linda said, I learned to love myself. I am madly in love with my life. I love who I am. And I have a renewed confidence, a mindset rooted in possibility, purpose, and wealth. And wealth, not only financially, but wealth from within, just oozing that abundance and confidence. Tools to navigate fear, take bold, aligned action, and stop self-sabotaging. Like Linda said, there's nothing wrong with you. Absolutely nothing wrong with you. A powerful sisterhood of high-level women is what you're going to find in this community, and you're not going to want to leave. And a legacy plan, so you don't just grow, you multiply. So if you'd like to enroll, there will be lots of information on our website at the NapoleonHillInstitute.com. We also have it on our webpage, and also ThinkRichWoman.com will have a link for you as well. So you're not just signing up for a course, you're stepping into who you were created to be.
And I just wanted to ask anybody out there, what have you been asking for recently? What have you been praying about? Like Amy said, this is a sign. Take this as a sign, because that was me. I was asking for something, looking for something more that I could really understand that was my truth, that really resonated with me. And when I stepped into this, I just felt like I came home. So I would encourage you to really invest in yourself. You have to invest in yourself in order to grow. And school's never out for the pro. We're always learning and growing. We're never done. And by the end of this 6 weeks, you will be changed. You will step into the highest and best version of yourself, become the confident person that you are. And the ripple effect of who you're going to influence because of who you're becoming. That's how we grow. That's how we're going to go into a massive global community that will be the change that needs to happen in the world today.
So we invite you, as we are beginning this journey with the Women's Collective of the Napoleon Hill Institute, we invite you to join us. We invite you to lock arms with us and change the world. Our goal is to impact 1 million women in this world, to regain their confidence, to find that self-love, to find their voice, to get out of the back row, to rise up. We need you, ladies. We need you. We love our men, but we need you. The world needs you. The world needs your gifts. The world needs your authenticity. You're not broken. You're not too old. It is not too late. You are right on time. Please reach out to any of us that you see on the page. It is not competition. It is collaborative. There is room at the top for you. And we are so grateful that you stopped by with us this evening.
So grateful. Please join us. We'd love to meet you. We'd love to have you here with us. And Amy, this is the investment.
Yes. So for the investment, This is exactly what I paid 3 years ago, $9.95 for a 6-week immersive experience. So like I said, live weekly coaching sessions via Zoom, or we have a workbook. We will have our Wednesday cohort meetings. We also have lifetime access to the self-confidence camp that I took. You'll see me. What I was like 3 years ago, I was a little less outgoing. I've always been outgoing, but I'm a changed woman. You can watch the videos and see, because we had hot seat coaching and I wasn't as confident. Access to our self-discipline camp morning calls, and access to a powerful women's community and mentorship. And this is my favorite quote as we bring this in for a landing: whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. Thank you again. Have a wonderful evening. We see you. We love you. And we'd love to have you join us. Have an amazing night.
Bye.